AwardTool is one of my favorite search tools because it has an incredible amount of flexibility. You can look at a whole bunch of different airport combinations or a whole bunch of different dates and mix and match as it's convenient for you. So today we're going to talk about how do you do that? How do you use AwardTool to find great awards? So we're going to look at the different options you have that you can customize, and then how you can filter the results even to find the award flights that you're looking for.
Yeah, let's take a look. All right. In order to do the things that I'm going to show you here, you need the pro version of AwardTool. And once you have that, it gives you this 32 entry search capability. And we really need to explain what that is. And I think the easiest way to explain it is to show it. So this is for doing award searches. You want to find flight awards where you can use miles to book flights. All right, let's say I want to fly from Detroit to London. So I'd put in Detroit as my origin, and I'd put in London as my destination. And for right now, I'm just going to pick London Heathrow. And now for the departure range, because I only picked one departure and one destination, I can pick up to 32 dates or date range up to 32. So let's say I want to go in August. I can do all of August and into September 1st. So 32 dates at once that I can search. Now, it gets a little bit better because if you're going to a place with multiple airports, you can pick the all airports version, select that, and that just counts as one item as well. So now it's going to be searching all London airports, which is different. Here's a little gotcha. If you were searching for London and you see this thing on top that says London area, LCY, LGW, LHR, that's going to try to put in all three of those airports. But now I've gone beyond my 32 possible searches, so it's not going to let me do that. So putting in just the LON option is what I'd want. Let's say I want to search multiple airports, though, instead of that. Let's reduce the number of dates I'm searching. And now let's say I do want to go to London, but I'm also okay going to Dublin or to Paris. I can put in a bunch of different options like that, and it'll let me do. You would have to multiply out like how many dates there are, how many airports do you have here, and how many here. Multiply all those numbers to get to 32 or less. It'll let you do. You don't have to figure that out though, because it automatically will tell you, like it'll say now I can select up to two airports. That's because I've already used up a bunch of dates and a bunch of destination airports, so I can have up to two origin airports. So I'm going to put in Chicago as another origin. And so now I have, multiple origin, multiple destination airports, and a range of dates to search. And you just click search and it starts looking for you. Once the search results come up, by default, all of the dates, all the airport combinations, the results are all together in one list at the bottom. But you can also see sort of a summary by day in the middle here. So, for example, you know that on Tuesday, August 4th, they found awards like in first class as low as 85,000 points and business class as low as 57,000 points, like that. And the other thing you'll see as you look down further is that the first results, it's sorted by default by like lowest number of points. I had, by the way, I didn't mention this, I had this limited to business and first class. So I'm not looking at economy, and I'm looking for where there are at least two seats available. But you'll see that some of these have very high taxes. So any flights that involve British Airways are likely to have very high taxes. And if you don't want to pay that much in taxes, you can filter the results, simply like lower it down to what would be palatable to you. Could you just use a slider, or you could type in, maybe I don't want to pay more than $450, so I'll just type that in. That didn't appear to work right at first, but you can see that it has that $450 number right up there. Okay, so now it got rid of those results that had high taxes, but now the first result has like multiple stops and maybe you don't want to stop that much. You can also, filter by things like number of stops, which particular airlines you want, etc. So I'm going to say I only want one stop or more. Now the results look a lot more palatable. And you could see that, wow, this is great. From Detroit, I can fly American Airlines to Philadelphia and then onward on Aer Lingus, it looks like, to Dublin. And, I recognize these symbols, but you can also hover over to see more details, or you could change the display. There's three different display types. So this one, this display type says, okay, it's American Airlines and Aer Lingus, first and business class, and so on. And then this display type, I believe, is more tabular. Yeah, so you have the flight information over on the left, and then it puts the different cabins into different columns over on the right. So that's pretty cool. I love that it has that flexibility to show it in different ways and how you can, filter your results any which way you want, including huge numbers. You can see on the screen here, there's a huge number of filtering options, which can be really valuable. Another thing I really appreciate is that if you wanted to do a range of more than 5 days, you can simply go forward or back by 5 days with this little forward or back button. If I had done a range that was shorter, let's say I'd done a 2 day range, it would show go back 2 days or go forward 2 days. Or if I'd done a bigger range, it would, have whatever that number is right there. So those are a bunch of tools that I use all the time. So let me talk a little bit about how I use this for real world searching. Let's say I want to go to Milan and, maybe there's a particular weekend. I want to get there by that weekend because something is starting on Monday that I need to be at. Then, I might start with a very simple search. I'm starting in Detroit and I want to go to Milan. So I might pick a couple of popular Milan airports as destinations, and then let's say I want to go in August. And so I want to fly either on August 21st or 22nd. That way I'm arrive at the latest by Sunday the 23rd and I'm ready to go on Monday. So that's my search. And then I would search that, but chances are good that I wouldn't find anything too great just from Detroit because Detroit doesn't have a lot of good international options, even with connections. So my next step after searching that and not finding anything good is I would then put in a bunch of airports that I know I can get to easily with a direct, easy flight from Detroit. So the easiest for us is Chicago. So I would definitely put in Chicago as one of the airports. And New York airports are easy to get to. Washington, D.C. airports are easy to get to, and so on. Now, one of the things I want to show you is what happens if you're not paying attention and you put in too many airports. So this says I could select up to 5. So what if I'm also interested? Maybe I can go to Rome instead. So I say Rome area airports. It puts in 2 more airports there. Or maybe I want to go to Paris as well. So I'll pick Paris or London. All right, it said I maxed out at London, but that's because I picked this multi thing. But what if I pick a particular one? There's a bit of a bug here. So it had told me I'd reach my limit, but it let me put in London. But what actually happened behind the scenes, and Nick just pointed this out to me off camera, is that it took out my first pick. So the one of my Milan destinations is now gone, and I had no idea that it took that out, except because I knew to look. So if you're adding more airports just because you can, or just because you think you can, be very careful that you don't go over the number because you might lose the ones that are most important to you. So this is how in real life, I would put in all of my options for my starting airports, all of my destination ones that I'm interested in, the date ranges that I like, and how many passengers, business or first class, and then I'd press search. Now, um, I generally look for one way. So what I would do is at the end of the trip, I want to come back, so I could just flip the search criteria around and then be looking at, okay, how can I get from Milan to any of these cities? Plus, I'm going to put in Detroit, and I'm also going to, of course, change the dates when I want to come back. So let's say it's these 3 dates, and then I would search. All right. As before, I would filter out the high tax results. And you
Probably.
can see there's a number of attractive looking options in the results. So I would pick, whatever is my favorite and go from there. All right. So, as I'm looking at this, it actually looks like there's quite a few good options here. But what if there wasn't? Then what I would do is set up an alert. And AwardTool makes that really easy. You just click this advanced alerts box, and it puts the same query into here. Um, you do have to pick like what programs you want it to be searching, but if you have transferable points, you could just check a few of those and it'll automatically put in a whole bunch of programs for you. You do have to put in what's the maximum number of points per passenger you're willing to pay. So you might put in something like 100,000 per passenger, or maybe you want it cheaper than that. Whatever it is, you just put in what you're looking for as the max number. Max taxes carried over from my filter, but you might want to change that as well. And premium cabin percentage is pretty important because if you looked for something like, 10%, that range for premium cabin percentage, what you might get are awards where you're flying in business or first class for a really short flight, and then you're going across the Atlantic Ocean in economy, and that's not ideal. So I like to have, this slider be at least 60%, if not more, to ensure that you're getting most of your travel in your premium cabin if that's what you're looking for. You could do things like exclude certain airlines. So, for example, sometimes search results come back flying business class on like Iceland Air, which you might know that Iceland Air's business class is more like domestic first class. You're not going to have lie flat beds or anything like that. So if that's important to you, you might want to exclude some airlines like that. And you could do time-based filters as well. So maybe you don't want to fly too early in the morning, or maybe you do, that kind of thing. You can set that up. And one really great feature that I love is you can click on infinite mode. And what that does is some award search tools, when you set up an alert, when it sends you alert results, it says, I found a match. It often disables that alert from future searches, regardless of whether the match actually worked for you. So you might get an email that says, okay, we found a flight that matches all your search criteria. And then you go investigate it. And I mean, for one thing, it's possible that by the time you get to it, it's already gone. But also, very frequently, like you'll look at it and go, yeah, it did meet the search criteria, but that's not ideal for one reason or another. Maybe it's flying an airline you don't like. Maybe there's a connection in New York City where you have to fly into LaGuardia and then out of JFK, for example, which is really not ideal. Those kind of things can make it something you're not interested in. By putting on infinite mode, it won't disable the alert once you've received one. So it'll keep alerting you each time some new results come up. So that's great.
Hey, Greg, can you show Detroit to London and Dublin and Paris again? Because I want to point something out that I noticed.
Yeah, let's take a look. Okay, I reran a similar search to what we looked at before, and here are the results from Detroit to some cities in Europe. And what is it you wanted to look at, Nick?
Well, you showed how if you put on the one-stop filter, you could filter to one-stop flights. But as a family traveler, I'm often looking for multiple seats, and that can be hard to find. So I prefer not to put on a filter like that because it'll help me notice certain opportunities. Like if you look in the middle of the screen here, you'll see that there's a two-stop option that would have gotten filtered out if you had that one-stop or fewer filter on. But this is Detroit to Philadelphia to Boston to Dublin. Now, the first couple of legs are on American, and so I'm assuming in this case that there just wasn't a nonstop from Detroit to Boston on American Airlines, but I bet you could book that separately on Delta. And so by keeping on, two or three or four, however many stops it'll show, it'll help me sometimes find something like this Boston to Dublin flight because I'm sure that Boston to Dublin is probably available by itself if it's available in conjunction with these American Airlines flights. And so I could book a separate positioning flight from Detroit to Boston and then book that Boston to Dublin. So I actually find value in leaving on all the connections initially so I can find the long haul nonstop flights that really matter to me because that's the one that matters. The one across the Atlantic is the one I really need in business. If I have to book a separate positioning flight to Boston in economy class, no big deal. So I like to keep that on and see all of the various options because it helps me identify opportunities like that when you may not have searched Boston to Dublin separately.
Yeah, that's a really great point. And sometimes what I'll do is look through results like this, see something like this, and say, okay, Boston needs to be one of my origin airports as well,
Yes.
because it might pull up even more things. And because I know I can fly to Boston on Delta or JetBlue, and so I've got multiple positioning options for nonstop flights to Boston, and then I can book that going forward. And in fact, I've done similar things before. Like I flew British Airways from Boston last year and flew in the night before on JetBlue.